Hello, everyone. Cast is off. I'm free from the constraints I've been in for the last 30 days. Um, my wife says that this is my baby arm now. I'm sure there was some atrophy that was going on there, but I actually posted the flight that you're going to see here in just a moment on the community page, but I posted it 2 days in a row, and it just YouTube wasn't posting it so that other people could see it. That became pretty apparent because when I tried to investigate it myself, I couldn't find it myself. So I thought I would turn it into a video just because I'm excited. I feel like I'm back. And to my surprise, I think the muscle memory came back relatively quickly. So if you're someone who spends 4 weeks away, maybe this relates in that your skill set will come right back, or your muscle memory and your fingers. A couple of notes about this video. I wasn't planning on releasing this. This was me being excited. So I only fly down here in the basement. And you've probably heard me say before that my reception down here in the basement isn't as good in the basement as when I sit at the table up on the floor above us. So the reception is not good in this video, but don't let that color you about the quad or anything that's going on. You know, when I sit at the table at my usual spot, I get good video reception throughout the house. The air conditioning or HVA system is right over here, and I actually noticed in the flights that I ran this particular night, which is like 3 days ago now, that when the air conditioner kicked on and the motor started moving and everything, that the video reception actually got worse. Probably has something to do with electrical field or something like that. So pay that no attention. I wanted to share with you my excitement that I can get back to my normal style of flying, and I wanted to share that with you. Now, a couple of other notes. One, to start off with, I did acquire a set of goggles 3. So I've got to rebind those to the quads I need to refly. That shouldn't take long. Matter of fact, I just got them charged a little bit ago. And the main reason I went after that was I had forgotten that the goggles 3 have race mode. And I presume race mode is available on the O4, the lighter, smaller board, and that will come in handy, especially in inside flight. So we'll see videos probably for the most part almost exclusively now with the goggles 3. I am also in this video using the GX12. If you remember back to the review of that video, I contemplated switching, but I really hadn't given it a fair shot since. So this week, starting off with getting the cast off, I was decided I am going to give that a shot. And the main reason why I thought that this one would be a good replacement, it's not that I dislike the Zorro. The biggest flaw with the Zorro, I think, is the battery life and the big screen. I think the screen was probably bigger than necessary, and therefore it was hurting the battery life. The gimbals on this, they feel the same as far as how far the sticks or the stick throw. That doesn't seem to impact me much. It has the switches in the locations that I prefer them in, and oddly enough, this little strap in the back, because I fly around the house and I normally just put everything either on my head or in my hands and I go fly, this strap will actually become pretty important because I can carry more easily. So this flight that you're going to see is with the GX12, and we'll very likely see this coming up in other videos as well. I'll have to make some new background images for the analog. You'll see in this video I have the older Zorro radio as the flight background, so that's also not in use in this particular case. And the last change that I have is I'm now using the Speedy B module for analog quads. This is also in use. Again, don't let that the reception that we see color you as far as this. Many people have said that this is better than the rapid fire in a few different ways. I have reluctantly not switched, even though I've had this for quite a while. But I think the thing that compelled me to try all these different changes was, one, I'm making changes, so let's make a couple of changes that I've kind of been mulling around. But if this is even on par with the rapid fire, it is well worth our money because this is substantially cheaper. I think the last I looked, the rapid fire was 140, 150 bucks, and this comes in at under 100 bucks, maybe just a smidge, depending upon where you're shopping. So I'll be using this on my HD0 goggle for analog quads probably here out. Just want to give it a fair shot, at least for the next few weeks. So if you don't see this in the background image, just know that it is there for those that are following up. Or if you see somebody in the comment section saying, what are you using? In my reception video, while most of it is still valid, this part will be changing here on the channel. And the quad that I'm flying is, of course, as it probably is in the title or thumbnail or something, is the BetaFPV Air65. This is the revamped version where they now are using the matrix board. So it's got kind of the full board. It used to be just kind of a half board where we kind of like the diamond shape, but seem to be a lot more reliable than the diamond. This actually comes in heavier than the previous iteration. Probably because there's a little bit more PCB in the board that they're using, even though that original version had the external Express LRS receiver. This comes in just a smidge more weight. So as we get started here, I think the first thing you'll notice is as I plug in and we've got the recording running, again, no flight audio on this. It takes the matrix a little bit to link up, even though I have previously bound this quad, so I just have to sit there and wait. But once we get going here, it links up, and then you can tell that I kind of just fly out of my little section and I take right off. I may not have said it. Unfortunately, I forgot to record the first pack. I had switched my HD0 goggles to manual recording rather than automatic. I'd had it on automatic for a very, very long time, but I think I had a problematic analog quad for some reason that was skipping out on me, so I switched it over to manual so that it wouldn't stop the recording when it lost signal. But as you can see, I kind of felt like, I may not be all the way 100% back all the way to what you might be used to seeing, but I felt in control. I felt pretty normal. I didn't feel like I was a fish out of water or anything like that. It felt pretty good. And again, I'm using a new radio. New to me, it's outside of the review. It had not been a daily user. And the battery life and the gimbals and everything feel pretty good to me. The switches, I set it up just like on my other radio so I can go back and forth between the two so that my arm, disarm modes, beeper, and flip over crash are on the same aux channels in the same position on the Zorro radio. So if I need to switch back and forth, I can do that pretty freely. Hopefully you noticed there as the air conditioner or the HVAC system, not air conditioner, it's wintertime here, kicked on, that we got some additional breakup, and I am running on raceband 8, which isn't necessarily the highest as far as actual milliwatts being outputted. Normally that comes on the lower channels, but we're running at 400 milliwatts. This is my typical setup. Go ahead and max out the milliwatts and run raceband 8. I cover it in my reception video, but raceband 8 gets us up above a Wi-Fi frequency, so all those things in the house that are running across our Wi-Fi aren't interfering, and that broadcast of the Wi-Fi from your routers. Most people in homes probably have some sort of mesh setup, and we do here as well. So we've got multiple access points throughout the house that are broadcasting out that 5.8 gigahertz. So raceband 8 works well, and I was pretty stoked with how the finger movements and the muscle memory came right back. Oddly enough, my wrist is still stiff and sore. Here, even 3 days out as I record this, I think it's 3 days out, I'm still pretty stiff and I still have some discomfort when I move every once in a while. Doctor assured me that that's pretty normal. We did get the MRI. The MRI did not show any sort of soft tissue damage that was alarming to those medical professionals. I trust that. So I just think it's new to me because I've never had a cast on, and after almost 30 days of the wrist being immobilized, my wrist is just kind of angry because it wasn't moving all that time. So that was the flight. Didn't nail the end voltage, but it was pretty close at 247. I am using the BetaFPV, or I am using the Weebleed FPV batteries in that particular case, the flat packs. Whether you buy boomsticks from Aerial Outlaws, or the Weebleed FPVs, or the Tattoos, or the Tiny Whoops. I think there's probably other brands out there as well with the B220 connector. They're all pretty much the same battery. Even the resellers will confirm that they're all selling the same battery. They're just putting different stickers on there. So shop around for prices. One kind of negative note about the announcement tonight, I guess you'd call this an announcement. The day I got my cast off, we got 3 to 5 inches more of snow. That was very disappointing because I really wanted to get outside as soon as possible and give some of these quads their due. They're in the sunlight with my hands and fingers fully functional again. But that will have to wait. So I will be at least in the short run, focusing on the whoops for the inside sorts of faster, more aggressive flights. I've gotten some good suggestions, and one I plan on using in this video, which is just to kind of announce them as cast off. So they're a little less of the review. That won't be as much of deep into the specs and all the batteries that might fit and things like that. This will be more of a just break right out into the flight that's faster, more aggressive, more my typical style. Inside, I don't do much in the terms of tricks. I just kind of race around. Outside, I do a few basic maneuvers that I've kind of, got down pat. A little bit of a jump cut there. My OBS keeps freezing up. And actually only the video part. This part keeps freezing up. But I was talking about the weather. Weather stinks again. It is February. I keep hoping that winter's going to go away so we can start getting some into that warmer temperatures, more comfortable, more flyable temperatures. But I think I'm just being overly optimistic. It's still winter time here, and we get snows here even into March, and every once in a while you get a freak snowstorm that comes in April. So I just have to have my patient pants on, even as much as I might be itching outside. So because this wouldn't post on the community post, I thought I would make it into a more broad video and just kind of let everybody know who might be wondering when the cast is going to come off, and when I'm going to be getting back to revisiting those quads. Some people might be waiting on that for entertainment purposes or other purposes. Let you know that the cast is off, even though I have a baby arm now, according to my wife and my girls. My son hasn't seen it yet. I go to see him this weekend down at college, but the hands are working, I think, at least 90% back to what I was at 4 days ago. And I'll fly my normal packs in the house yet tonight before I go to bed, but I'm pretty excited to be able to get back to my regular flying. And if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or otherwise, probably not, but if you have something to say, please let me know in the comment section below. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching.